Okay, so anyway, what were we talking about?
Well, just defining what this organization is, so that people don't have the stereotype that I had. You're just coaches, just doing motivational.
No, because people will always be, people are cynical, people will always be stereotypical, that's just, I am, you are, you travel enough, you see the world, we see it through our filter, so, I think what we try and do fundamentally is alter people's filter of how the business could be done, right? How many more homes they could sell, how much better satisfaction service they could provide. I don't believe in inspiration, I don't believe in motivation. All of us with kids know every one of our children is massively motivated. The question is to do what, right? So we're trying to help people figure out, hey, if you're going to be in this business and it's only going to get harder, certainly over the next 18 months, and then the next 4 to 5 years after that as the market adjusts, that you either do some shit that's different that works. No one cares if an agent in your office or you or someone doesn't do what they're supposed to do. No one cares. So if they fail, no one cares. Someone else will step up and sell them a house. I just try to use sort of your strategy, carefront people enough that they feel inspired to make the changes they need to change, but it's not me telling them what they have to do.
You're releasing that inside.
Exactly.
All right, so time is of essence. You have to get to the airport. We have a full agenda. I'm going to ask you a few quick questions, quick answers.
Yeah.
When you and I met, you were a small organization.
Yes.
You, 7 other coaches, and then that was it. And now you're like this mega. How did you grow? How did that happen? How did you mushroom out?
I think it comes down to having a safety net of mentors, people that I trust. The woman that was my personal coach at the time, Teresa Jabor, nudging me that, hey, it's time. It was 2008, the market was shit. And I was like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna write a New York Times best-selling book telling sort of the personal side of my life / what I've done with people in my, at that time, 20,000 hours of coaching. And then instead of selling it, I'm gonna give it away for free, right? We did all these different kind of crazy stuff as the market was in the middle of what it was in the middle of 2008, 9, 10. But it was literally in 2008 that I said, look, I was there in 89, right? I was there in 90, 91, 92, 93. I remember survived to 95. It's just another cycle. We're gonna get through it. We have to just adapt to it. We gotta do things differently, but let's not shrink in it. Let's actually grow in it. And it's interesting, I was on the phone with Greer Allen yesterday, the founder of Boomtown, who's a longtime friend. The number of people that I've talked to that have started their businesses in these declining economies and then did something great, I think it was just that. It was, I don't give a shit. The market's gonna be the market. Agents are still going to sell houses. If the number of transactions shrink, it's okay. I'm going to focus on serving the ones that want to, to be a part of our network community and help them. And I think that was it. Signing a bigger lease and not having enough people, and then hiring and building all that stuff. That was it. That's not a really good answer, but you know what I mean. Everybody else was going left, and when everybody goes left, fucking go right, because everybody else is usually wrong. The masses are usually wrong. Go the other direction.
I know I was just talking to a few brokers yesterday. They're in that place of do I grow? Do I expand?
Most of them are saying, do I sell?
Well, this one didn't. He was thinking about he just acquired a company and he's taking advantage of the situation. All right, next question. This is a bad analogy, but you're like the hairdresser, right? For the agent.
For sure.
The agent tells you stuff they don't tell their broker. The
100%.
agent tells you stuff they don't tell their vendor.
Yes.
What do you know that our vendors and brokers in this audience, just one thing that they should know about their agents that maybe they don't that you do? See, we're not rehearsed.
Yeah. So one thing, they are...
you're coaching them.
I know.
They're not getting that coaching at their office. So
They get it. They get it differently. It's a different relationship when it's my best friend gives me really good advice. My therapist, who I pay, who I have this sort of established relationship exchange with, is different. I would think the one thing, if I reflected on now 35,000 hours of coaching from brand new agents to multiple number ones in the world and everybody in between, they are far more lonely and afraid than you can imagine. It is, the entire industry is predicated on fear, right? But these men and women, they feel it at a different level, because it's almost it's like the Matrix. When Neo finally got into the Matrix and he could feel it, that's how these insanely incredible rock star agents are. They feel the market with a level of intuition that frightens me at times, but they feel it. Like, they feel everything. So they walk in and everybody goes, oh, there she is.
It's like an open sword.
Right? Yeah. But the truth is, they're frightened every single day. So a lot of their behaviors and activities are really just a front for their fear. And what I try, like with some of them, I just say, shit, I'm just gonna take the fear and, right, and really get them to produce, but that screws them up eventually. Yeah. So you gotta try and help them unwind from that. So I'd probably say, it's that. I mean, look, our heads all of our heads is a pretty scary place to be. Would you guys agree? You know what I mean? Forget like a party last night and fun and all that stuff, but like working through that is where they need the most help. Because the fundamentals of making phone calls and doing open houses and follow up and tinkering with your listing presentation, after a while for a veteran gets kind of boring. Yeah. And that leaves them in their head, and that's scary.
It's a lonely job being an
agent. It is. And they're super isolated inside their offices.
That's what John said yesterday, John Harrison, like sometimes a simple little touch.
Yes.
Without words, just a touch.
Yeah.
All right, last question.
But I will tell you, and this is like, so some of you don't, I would say almost every session saying to my personal client, I have like 11 clients, right? And I'll say, I love you. And we do everything via video, and I have like, no, I love you. Yeah, no, you got it? Yeah. And you could see them like, because like we all need that, but like they really need it. Because the listing doesn't give them the rush of growth and acceptance and success anymore.
Yeah. No, but you mean it. It's
I
different
do.
than just saying it.
Yeah.
You have to mean it.
Yeah.
All right, I'll talk to you forever. I got one last question.
Yeah.
You truly have answers, good answers, great answers.
Sometimes.
Well, you know what? I've known you long enough, and I've confided in you and things.
Yeah.
I don't have all the answers, but you seem to have a lot of them. But give us one moment in your life, in your time, where you didn't have an answer and needed to go and just get some insight into how to do it next. So
I'm going to dovetail with the last speaker yesterday on creativity. I was like nudging my COO because I spend 2-3 hours every day absorbing content and data and reading and what's happening. So more often than not, I have no idea. So what I have is you, and I have Steve Harney, and I have Greg from Zillow, and all these like this handful of like 25 men and women that I'm calling all the time, right? Starting with like 3 months ago. Should I sign a new lease? Yeah. Like, what do you think? We're talking about growing again. Everything in my gut and the economy is telling me that we're going to have an adjustment in 18 months to 20 months. Like, do you go out and stretch again? Do I play it a little safe this time? Like, so I'm asking those questions all the time. I think any executive in this room, like, here's my thing. If you're not worried a little bit, I'm worried for you. Do you know what I mean? If you don't have a few sleepless nights, like, you're screwed. Yeah. And I'm a positive guy, right? But reality is reality. Yeah. Like, we can all be taken out tomorrow. Somebody can come in and do something better, something faster, something cheaper, something more efficient, more flash, raise more capital. So like, you got to be on your toes. So I'm not in that state all the time, but I'm constantly challenging myself to say, what are we missing? And that puts me in that state where I have to call you and say, is my brand right? Is my stuff, like, do I need to change it? You know what I mean?
I think you already know the answer. You just want to hear me say something.
Well, I do, right? If you've had, we've had a lot of conversations. Like, I love you. So it's like, for me, like, you are one of those people that feed into what helps me shape my narrative to go, help others.
Oh, so I can take some credit for your success.
1,000%. 1,000%. Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Dude, I got so many pages of
I know. I'm going to go watch my son play tennis.
All right.
Okay. Hey, guys. Thank you. Love you. And I beat Alec and Mark last night. Yes.